I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
The other way.
Other way?
Yeah, the other way. He's already deaf. Now you just blew out that what little drum was left in
Come on,
there.
Joe, the show's on.
Hey, show's on.
Show is on.
Welcome to the Gone Fishing Radio Show on Sunny 102.3 FM in Jacksonville, Florida. Phone number is 904-831-1023. In studio, live, well, barely alive, but they're here. Mr. Craig Van Brocklin.
I feel alive.
Yeah, you got sound?
Yeah, I got sound.
Okay. Tim, you got sound?
What?
That's amazing. We got sound.
What is that?
Everybody's got sound.
What?
We got Craig Van Brocklin and Mr. Tim Stouter in studio today, so we're going to get some feedback on tournaments and heroes on the water and what these guys have been doing. I believe we've got Pam Worth will be touching bases with us today. Jeff Altman is in North Carolina. He'll be calling in today. We'll have our freshwater report from down in Lakeland. He'll be shouting at us, Mr. Rick Sutherland. And whoever else wants to give these two guys a call and bleed their ears a little bit, 904-831-1023. What's
Sounds
going
good.
on there, Craigster?
Who, with me?
Yeah,
I was just staying out of trouble.
yeah.
I'm
That's
good at staying out of trouble.
How's your physicalities? Everything good?
I'm getting back there.
Yeah. How about
stamina, everything?
Tim? These two guys.
Tim's a sad case.
Yeah.
I don't know what to say about
Those
Tim.
are two big boys that had some injuries here recently.
Yeah, no, I'm in the same boat. I mean, I'm finally, knock on wood, I'm finally back to where I was fishing wise before the accident.
Right.
You know, and it's taken almost 2.5 years to
Is
get
that
there.
been not long now?
Yeah, it was 2018, so it's 2 years.
Then I got your truck
4 months.
repaired, right?
Yeah, right.
I don't think there was no repair in that truck.
that repair came with a check.
It turned out with a pancake.
So I mean, I think I'm there. I've done back-to-back days, you know, a couple times 8 to 10 hours, but it does, like Craig and I were talking earlier, it takes a little bit longer to recover,
Right.
but it's that recovery time's getting shorter and shorter. So
What is your daily physical routine as far as you getting up and doing your thing? I mean, just you have an exercise routine, or you just get up and do like you normally used to do?
I'm still going to therapy, but I go to the gym at least 4 or 5 days a week.
Okay.
Work out. Don't see Rick up there no more. Rick, he's still scared. But actually, you go to the gym, there's only like 20 people there, where there used to be 100.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
Well, what's causing that?
I
I don't know. People are using coronavirus as an excuse
Is that
not
what
to go
that
to the
is?
gym.
Yeah.
don't know. No, I just I ride a bike and I walk ponds.
Now, you're on a pond, correct, at the
That's
house?
correct. I have a little pond in my backyard.
Craig, aren't you on a pond too, or no?
No, just in my mind.
In your mind.
In my mind.
Yeah.
But I'm
Now,
close to intercoastal.
but when you pop stuff out of that pond, I mean, it's just photo and release? Or
Yeah, I don't. Yeah.
You don't ever keep a meal or anything?
No, when I sit there, when you look at, because I have a culvert that's right by my house.
Oh, okay.
So
Yeah. The edibility of these creatures.
So when you sit there and look at the oil slick that comes through there every now and then, you're just like, no. And then we get algae bloom in there all the time because fertilizer runoff from all the houses.
Yeah.
Like realistically, there's 12 houses on that pond. That's it. And so it's a lot of runoff when you think about it.
Now, does the boss fish too? I mean, does Monica fish too?
She does, but she doesn't right now.
Okay.
So her job has been, when I say tenfold extremely busy, it's been tenfold of what it was.
Good.
So
Well, that's good then.
it is, but when you're a one-person show, it's quite difficult. So
Well. All right. Kayak time.
Kayak time.
yeah.
Heck yeah.
Both
They're
y'all
out
been
there.
out. You've been out in the valley. You've been going out in the valley, Tim?
No, I haven't fished the valley, and the reason why I haven't fished the valley is because there's a boatload of boats, and The times I have gotten out there has been in the evening, real late. The fishing there is unbelievable right now this time of year, which
84, 85 now.
yeah, I mean it just it sucks to not be able to go out there, but you know, everybody who got locked up for COVID decided to go buy a boat, and half of them don't have a clue what they're doing.
Yeah, my neighbor and I were talking about that too. It's like, you know, all of a sudden you can't find a boat for sale anywhere, and give it another year, and you're going to start seeing repos.
If you do find a boat for sale,
You're going to start seeing people, yeah.
full used price. They're not getting any breaks.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean it's insane. I mean, when I say early bird catches the worm, so you know, kayakers, unless you're trailering it, right? Like me, I'm about to redo my trailer, so everything's in the bed of my truck, and Craig's the same way. Early bird gets the worm. If you don't get some of these ramps before the early bird,
Especially the valley.
you won't find a spot.
Yeah.
And if you do find a spot, you're walking a mile back to the ramp. So now you got to leave all your gear and everything else, you know, where it's at.
Well, it's just like Rick's on Saturday morning.
Yeah.
I mean, I pull up there at 4:45, and there's boats lined up down the street already.
Brown Creek's the
You know,
same.
and by 7 o'clock, the trailers are already lining up across from Rick's down that street.
Right.
Yeah.
Along ditch, because the lot's already full. Now, I don't know what the deal is with that lot at the ramp, who owns that, or why they don't open it, or whatever, but they need to.
Where they're at Rick's?
Yeah, no, at the boat ramp.
At the boat
Doesn't the restaurant own it? I thought the restaurant owned all that land.
Well, I'm not sure if it's the restaurant or the city or Jack's Beach or who owns it.
Yeah,
but-
somebody needs to open it for sure.
Yeah, you know, I mean, charge $5 to whatever,
Hey.
you know.
But
But these people are bringing their trailers back around. Whoever gets stuck doing it, and having to walk all the way back.
It's a good walk.
But
Yeah,
most of the time,
it
people will
is.
pick you up because they know the routine. So somebody's going that way.
At the when the snapper season was open, I went to Mayport for the Jeff Ross Shore Fishing Club
Right.
weigh-in, and I gave a guy a ride back to his trailer when I was leaving, and it was pretty much at Safe Harbor. It was almost a mile. He had to park from the ramp.
No, that's a
It was
bit
so full.
much.
Yeah.
That's a bit much. The especially in the heat, and then
But we never had this problem now. Let's be honest. You know, before COVID hit,
Yeah.
ramps were bad. Ramps were bad, but now it's like everybody went and got a boat.
I very rarely launch my kayak at a ramp. I try to fish
I try not to anymore.
where I'm just not at a ramp.
I mean, the only place I would probably go would be to sit across from B&M,
Oak Harbor?
Oak Harbor.
Yeah.
You know, because once you get out of the initial ramp area itself, you're good to go. I mean,
I wouldn't say that.
I've seen Oak Harbor pretty full. They don't have a whole lot of trailer spaces there.
I mean, as far as the boating in the water itself,
I've
going
seen-
area that way.
I've seen some craziness. I have a buddy who lives off the backside of Oak Harbor there. He lives off, you know, the canoe trail right there. He lives in the house back there. And we've been out there, and I mean, boats just rip up and down that canoe and kayak trail that they marked in there. Granted, they can do that, but I mean, they fly through there.
Right.
So-
I fish Guana a lot. I can say that because you don't have to really worry about the boat traffic there.
You're launching at the dam, or you're launching at 6 Mile?
I've launched at both. Mostly 6 Mile though.
Have you ever had any problems at 6 Mile coming
For-
back and finding something busted or?
No. The one time there was something out there like that, the St. Johns County and FWC put a sting car out there, and they caught that group of people who were doing that. So.
Yeah, I've never been broken into.
Knock on wood.
Right.
So, and I fished out there when that was going on, and I just left my truck unlocked. I'm like, why break my window? All you're going to steal is a stock stereo. There's nothing in my truck that you can steal. That's of value.
Yeah, I keep nothing of value.
Nothing.
And I take my wallet, phone, everything.
Yeah,
with
everything
me.
comes with me that has value. So,
Even your wife, everything, you don't leave her sitting in the truck?
sometimes I might leave her
Yeah,
there.
I've thought about leaving her in there, but you get in trouble.
We were talking value. No, I'm just kidding.
Ah,
But I can't get her. I've gotten her to kayak once. So someday maybe.
Thomas Verde, give us a call, buddy. I see you just joined in. Bob Bueno, you're on. I see you. We appreciate it.
Bob Bueno, that's a good guy there.
Yeah, Bob takes care of the distribution of the paper. And
Doing a good job.
Yeah, we have them shipped straight to his dock, and then he hands them to all his drivers, and he gets them out there as soon as they, So like I said, we're down now. Flagler, Volusia, so Ormond Beach area.
Nice.
Yeah.
Long ways.
So everything's doing well with that, and we got everybody in. Let me see. I think we had one came in early this morning. He was the last straggler.
You want to say his name or embarrass him?
No,
Was it Rick Hill?
No, Rick was pretty close. Here we are, the front page of the paper, the most important page.
Rick Hill.
And Rick comes up and I says, Rick. He goes, I don't know what I'm going to do a thing on this month. I'm like, kidding me.
Should write an article on you, Joe.
Yeah. That would have been 2 paragraphs.
Here's all the things Joe Dion has done over the last few years.
About a sentence and a half. It wouldn't even been 2 paragraphs.
But, as far as the stores go, if anybody tells me that bait and tackle stores are not doing anything, I have to call them out on it because
That's insane.
Yeah, it is. For one thing, they have no product to sell, but they're still doing well.
Yeah.
Whether it's strictly just bait and selling whatever, general tackle as far as hooks and weights and sinkers, a few rods and reels, whatever you be having stock, that's going out.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that bait runs out pretty fast.
But trying to get product now, it's bad. Rick's got orders that are 2, 3, 4 months in the hole.
I've said it all along. Everybody talks about lead, right?
Lead, yeah.
Lead comes from China.
You mean gold.
Right. It's China. It all comes from China. Right. So there's no more lead producing facilities in the United States. It was all outsourced.
Right.
So with the outsourcing, it's like, where did it go? Well, that's China. People say, okay, same thing about ammunition. What's the problem with ammunition? Well, the copper comes from South America. They shut down all those mines. The brass, where does the brass come from? Well, that also comes from parts of China and parts of South America.
That's correct.
So, so you're going to have your fishing shortages. You're going to, that's why you're seeing a box of 9mm ammo now, 20 rounds is $40. It's ridiculous.
Yeah,
but
you're getting it 17 to 19 cents a round
right,
for blazer.
Right.
Now it's 25, 28.
Right. So, and people don't realize that. It's like, what happened? Well, everything shut down. And when everything shut down, it's like, okay, well, how does that affect me in China? Well, okay, because all this stuff comes from China.
904-831-1023. Give us a call, 904-831-1023. Listening to the Gone Fishing Radio Show on Sunny 102.3 FM in Jacksonville. Stand by. We'll be right back.
Introducing Del Marina, the world's ultimate lightweight comfort deck and boat shoes. They're superior in all ways, style, quality, and performance. The upper is a high-tech, fast-drying mesh that won't tear, and it breathes so your feet don't get hot. The interior of the shoes are made with anti-odor, antimicrobial materials, and the footbed is removable for safe cleaning in the washing machine. Plus, the outsole is non-marking and slip-proof both uphill and downhill. Del Marina, the ultimate deck and boat shoes. Order a pair today from ScusaShoes.com. Check them out on the Fish Florida mobile app. Mention Fish Florida and receive a 20% discount. That's SKUZE shoes.com.
You wouldn't trust just anyone on where to find your next big catch, would you? So why trust anyone when it comes to buying or selling your home? When the experts at Real Keeper Realty can help you navigate your way through the biggest financial move you'll make in your life. Just like fishing, when you're selling your home, you got to put out the right bait to attract the best buyers. And when it comes to buying the right home for you and your family, we'll stay the course and make sure you find a real keeper. For all of your real estate needs, give Real Keeper Realty a call. 904-414-4000. Real Keeper Realty. Your home. Your future. Our commitment.
Palm Cove Marina, the place boats call heaven. And for good reason. Palm Cove Marina prides itself by offering the largest dry storage facility coupled with the finest wet slip accommodations on Jacksonville's intracoastal waterway. Also, you'll find that Palm Cove Marina provides full marine service, a travel lift, very competitive ethanol-free fuel prices, and they even have a swimming pool. Palm Cove Marina, located on Beach Boulevard on the west side of the intracoastal waterway. Call 223-4757. Online at palmcovemarina.com. When it comes to those pesky bugs, leave them to Beaver. Beaver Bug Blasters, that is. Clyde T. Bunk, the owner of Beaver Bug Blasters, can stop the bugs from coming into your home by building a bug beaver dam that will keep those bugs outside where they belong. Clyde appreciates your business and he appreciates our veterans. That's why Beaver Bug Blasters is a proud supporter of the Heroes on the Water Foundation. Remember, if your pest control is a disaster, call the masters. Beaver Bug Blasters, 904-242-2847. That's 904-242-2847. Let's get back to the Gone Fishing Show here on Sunny 102.3. The Gone Fishing Show is brought to you by Rick's Bait and Tackle. If you want to be a part of the show, we'd love to hear from you. The call-in number is 904-831-1023. That's 904-831-1023. And now, here's your host, Rick Hale, along with Joe Dion and Jeff Altman.
There is no Rick Hale today. Rick has taken his missus to a little surgical procedure. And, I don't know, it might be triplets, might not be, I'm not sure. But anyway, no, it's knee surgery, that's what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Minor knee.
That's a stretch.
Yeah, between triplets and knee
He said
surgery.
he was looking forward to taking care of her, though.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm looking to my left, I see a Donnie. I wonder who that Donnie
He
is.
drove by me earlier on the way here.
Donnie!
Yeah, can you hear me?
We can hear you. Not that we want to, but go ahead.
Donnie.
I can hear you now.
Oh, wait a minute.
I hear two people.
We got two people.
That's
I
it.
think you got Linnea.
Linnea.
You do.
Well, let's just have a five-way here. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people on the line. Let's do it.
That's quite a pair, Linnea and Donnie.
I say we just cut Donnie off and keep talking to Linnea. That's just my personal opinion.
Okay, I'm voting with Tim.
What's going on out there, guys?
Oh, I'm in not sunny Vancouver, Washington.
You're out that way. Are you getting it
Yeah.
squared away, or are you taking care of business out there?
I'm taking care of some business. I'm out here helping my mom with some stuff. So, and I'm wishing I was back home where it was warm and fishing.
Definitely warm here.
Yeah.
Windy, too. Warm and
Oh
windy.
wow. Well, I don't have the windy. I just got kind of the cloudy overcast and need a jacket thing going.
Really?
Yeah,
Yeah, well, I mean,
that's Washington
anything below
for you.
75 is cold at this point.
Right.
Gosh.
Can you go,
in the mornings it's 60, so it's like, ooh, oh, it's a little crisp for me right now.
any place to fish out there?
Plenty of place to fish, just no time to do it.
Right.
And I didn't bring any gear with me, so
You didn't bring a topwater lure?
I didn't. You'd be
Wow.
surprised, huh? Well, it's
Amazing.
that whole sharp, pointy object thing that they didn't like in the carry-on.
Oh, okay. You got to check the topwater lure in.
I know.
That's by itself.
Had the whole, had the whole go to the carousel and chase my fishing stuff
Right.
around. My luck, they would have lost it or broke it.
Right.
And I'm hard enough on gear as it is, so.
Did you have fun at the redfish tournament last weekend?
I did. I had a beautiful 27 and 3/4, 28-inch redfish on topwater.
Good thing they didn't allow overslots.
Yeah, right? I had that bad boy nailed.
You should have squeezed it down.
Came around to a spot, and I knew it usually holds a nice redfish over an oyster bed with that top water, and I threw it, and he leaped and just smashed it as he came around the corner on this point. And I was like, at first I was like, oh, I don't think he's that big. He was like, you got any size? I went, no, because he was just kind of like he was staying out, but he wasn't like pulling any drag or anything. He was just kind of running back and forth sideways. And then all of a sudden, I started putting a little heat on him a little bit, and he turned and ran at me. And then he went by, and Steve went, ooh, I think he might be too big. And I went, do you think? And all of a sudden, my kayak spun around 180 and started going the other direction.
Oh, wow. Oh, I thought you were fishing boat. You were fishing kayak.
Yeah, she went out in the kayak, yeah.
We'd kayak.
Okay.
Yeah, because she had somebody give her
really
some.
long pedal.
She had somebody give her some tips earlier. I think Pam came into town or something too.
Right. Yeah, I saw Pam there.
Yep. Pam came in and fished with us and had a good time. And
So she had a spotted redfish.
yeah, well, kind of. Yeah. I think
No, not
she had
spots, but had some spots.
Yeah, she had a 23 and 3/4 redfish, and the guy thought she should enter him in the spot division. And I said, really?
Man, that was 4 spots.
Yeah, no, huh?
And,
So anyway, because he thought, there was I guess the guy encouraged her because he thought there was a separate kayak spot division.
No, it was all one.
Oh no, Pam, you should have messaged me. I could have told you it wasn't.
yeah, that might have placed like 5th or something.
Yeah.
So,
So.
oh well, there's always next
Anyway.
year, right?
Yep. Yeah. Well, we just had a good time. It was a good fishing day.
Right, that was a fun day. I caught all my fish in about a 2-hour period, like from 10 to 12.
Okay, yeah.
That was it.
Yeah.
And
Yeah. It was like
none
kind
before,
of
none after.
the tide turned and started to fall.
Yeah, it was falling.
Yep. And I got on a school of fish right at the very end and was over there pulling around on top of them and fighting oyster bed traffic. It was quite exciting.
Well, I've got the spots up. I've got Kyle Posh.
Kyle, that's
So
Yeah.
I guess spots, the 12, that would be spots. That wouldn't be the way to.
That's 12 spots.
That's a pretty heavy fish. If that's a slot fish for 12 pounds. I mean, this isn't Louisiana.
Let me see. Pam, who's Pam? Pam's down there, number 12. She had 4. But,
Yep, I didn't end up weighing a fish.
the 1, 2, and 3 is 12 spots, 10, and 10. So 2 and 3 tied up on that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had another nice fish, and I got him about halfway in and popped the hooks on him. I don't know what the heck happened. He came unbuttoned, but I saw him go up on an oyster bed towards the end and threw at him twice, and the second time he hit it, and I was like, yeah! It was exciting.
Who was number 10, Linnea?
I don't know. I didn't even see the results.
Wow, yes.
Yeah, he caught it. He lost a good fish
Oh,
and was really
Steve.
bummed, and that's the one he ended up catching.
2.3
And he-
on the
he-
weight.
Steve got a
Yeah, and I was-
2.3-pound redfish. That's awesome.
Oh, it was only an 18.5-inch redfish.
Heck yeah.
And then you had somebody just above the middle, Craig Van Brocklin, with a 5.93.
Yeah, that was fourth place.
Matt, is this Matt's
Porter
first
in the
win?
house.
First win ever of anything?
No, of this tournament.
This tournament, yeah.
No.
Is there any-
That's a pretty heavy, because his fish was only 25 inches, 25 and change.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a pretty
solid
heavy fish for 25 and change.
6 3/4? Yeah.
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 No, that was his first one. I think this one, the one was like 26.5.
Was that one 26?
See,
Or maybe it was
Matt
second.
Embray.
Maybe it was second
It
place
just-
at
it
the
just has-
Well, it's
25.
just got the weight, 6.75.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
James.
James had the
He had that big
James had a,
Right.
James had a
It looked like
631.
Yeah, it looked like he ate a shot put.
and it was like 6.3 pounds,
Yeah.
something like that. Yeah.
6.31, and then Craig's was 593. Travis Goodell, 5.04.
How big was yours?
Yeah.
26.5. I mean, 25.5.
That's good fish too.
25 and 3/4. something
Almost
like
6 pounds for 25 and a half inch fish. Yeah.
And you felt comfortable with that one, so you went with that one?
that. Well, it was the biggest one I had.
you don't have a choice.
Yeah, right.
Like, that's what I got. Hopefully it does something good.
Yeah, the heaviest one I've ever caught in Jacksonville under 26 inches was 6.8 pounds.
That's a.
Yeah, it was all head and shoulder. It looked like somebody chopped his tail off, and he had this little tiny tail, but it was just all head and shoulders all the way down.
Yeah, a 7.9
Yeah,
pounder I had that won the Clay Roberts redfish a
Yeah.
few years back. That was only 26.5.
Yeah, it's crazy.
On a 27-inch redfish.
We've caught one that kind of looked like he had damage to his back or tail a little bit, and it stunted his growth, so he was all head.
Yeah, I've caught a few hunchbacks and Igors, as I like to call them, where they got big gouges in their top shoulder.
Yeah.
I'm like, well, they survived. They're going back no matter what. At this
I
point.
usually, if I catch a fish like that, I usually let him go.
Yeah.
Yeah. Unless it's a tournament.
The old Igors and hunchbacks always go back.
Dude,
Well, the
if you
general-
survive-
What you call Abby normal, Tim?
Yeah, that'd be normal.
That'd be
for
normal.
sure.
Happy normal. Yep.
For sure. I actually caught one in Doctor's Lake, believe it or not. He had a big gash down his side. I want to say it was a dolphin got a hold of him, but you never know, and that could have been a gar or something else in there.
Yeah.
But he got let go. So
Yeah. Steve caught a nice flounder out that day. He got an 18, 19-inch flounder. It was a decent one. Fat. He said, man, the slab on that thing was thick.
Wasn't as good as Derek Bentley's.
nah, that was a pretty good one there
He caught like
too.
a 7-pounder.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'm looking at the general largest on the redfish, official results, and I'm looking here at 11 and 12. I guess Noah and Michelle. So Everybody be husband, wife, brother, sister, whatever.
Yeah.
6.67
Yep.
and 6.58.
So that's fair.
Yeah.
Yep.
Good solid redfish right there.
7.32. That was Chris Killam. He won that one.
Yeah, I think there's only 2 7-pounders caught that day.
Let me see. There was Chris, Paula Smith, and Jake Bates. All were in 7.
3
Everything
7s.
else, yeah.
There had to have been 100 people fishing that tournament.
Chris Holloman.
Oh God, yeah. I guess when you look around, you saw boats running everywhere.
Yeah, just give it
Usually
another
they average about 130 boats in it.
Give it another month and a half, and all this grass shrimp starts flying all around all the place. You won't find a 7-pound redfish everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw quite a bit of shrimp coming around. There was some, the whole, you'd be pedaling along and a whole school of hoppers would take off and.
Yeah, wait till it gets all in the back. They'll be back there just devouring it.
Devouring.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it says here, 10th place on that, I think that was Steve. The prize was $7,500, so I don't know if he gave you half of that or what.
No, his last one at the Georgia tournament, I got my Roomba, so.
Got you.
I'm not going to. Yeah, I got that.
Let me throw this out there before I get phone calls. Just kidding on the $7,500. I can hear 1 through 9 going, wait a minute.
Yeah.
I tell you, I give any money I win in
I got my
tournaments.
Roomba for my floors.
Yeah.
Any money I win in tournaments, I give to Tammy.
Yeah. Do you
I always
really?
give it to her. Yeah, I give her all of it.
Yeah, because he's going to get it back
You
anyway.
win?
And she never gives me a problem about fishing or fishing tournament.
That's true.
Never.
That's true.
You're buying her. That's what you're doing.
No, I'm paying her off.
Oh, you're paying her off. That's the difference.
Paid in full, right?
I'm paying the silencer.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Money well spent.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just told him, I said, sand, dogs, you, the kids, yeah, I really could use a little help here. Man, as soon as that thing was in the house for a week, it was the best thing ever. He's like, I love it. There's no it's not like walking at the beach through the house at any point in time in the day.
I need to get one of those.
I'm going to do it, but I've got to figure out how to do it with 5 cats.
Well, you can either chase it, sit on it, or run away from it.
Put electrical fence around it.
Sweet.
Yeah, right?
Thank you for giving us a shout. Donnie, stand by. We'll get you on right after this break.
We'll talk to you later.
All right, baby. Be careful out there.
All right.
904-831-1023. Stand by. We'll be right back with Donnie Leeper. Hold tight.
Z, the founder at Z Best Original Tunis Restaurant on 103rd Street, would like you to stop by 7 days a week for takeout or drive-through from 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. Z Best Original Tunis Restaurant has almost a dozen flavors of wings and 30 shrimp for just $9.99. Don't forget the original Kronos gyros, oysters, the original chicken sandwich, and more. Discounts for military, first responders, and school employees. You've tried the rest? Now try Z Best Original Tunis Restaurant, 7400 103rd Street.
Indeed knows that for any business, your next step is the most important one, like hiring someone who can make a real impact. Indeed can help you find high-impact hires faster, without any long-term contracts, and you pay only for what you need, thanks to our super flexible payment options. So why not take that next step with Indeed? Get started with a free $75 credit for your first job post and get in front of more quality candidates. Go to Indeed.com/high-impact. That's Indeed.com/high-impact. Terms and conditions apply.
This week at Macy's, no matter how you school, we're getting you ready with an extra 20% off when you use your coupon or Macy's card. That's on top of already great savings, like 40 to 75% off the best essentials, from backpacks to denim and more. Also get 25% off your favorite active looks, including select Nike for the whole family. Now at Macy's. And get contact-free curbside pickup at select locations. Find a location near you at Macys.com/stores.
Paid non-attorney spokesperson. This ad is sponsored by the Ted O'Neill Law Firm with principal office in Houston, Texas. Non-Hodgkin's lymphoma is one of the most common cancers in the United States. If you or a loved one was diagnosed with non-Hodgkin's lymphoma and were exposed to Roundup weed killer, you could be entitled to cash compensation. Bayer, the owner of Roundup, will pay more than $10 billion to cancer victims of weed killer Roundup. Call our weed killer cancer hotline now to see if you are entitled to cash compensation. Roundup has been one of the most commonly used herbicides in the U.S. If you or someone you love has been diagnosed with non-Hodgkin's lymphoma and exposed to Roundup, call now. Our attorneys have the experience and specialize in fighting for everyday people to get you the compensation you deserve. If you or a loved one has been diagnosed with non-Hodgkin's lymphoma and were exposed to Roundup weed killer, even if the loved one has passed away, call 800-429-2985 now to see if you are entitled to compensation. But hurry, time is limited. Call 800-429-2985. 800-429-2985.
Make someone's day with a little help from Kuhn Flowers. Fresh flowers have a way of adding that extra bit of beauty to your home. They're also a great way to brighten someone's day. And what better way is there to show someone just how much you care than with a fresh bouquet of flowers? One thing's for sure, when you order flowers from Kuhn Flowers, they're the brightest, most colorful, professionally arranged, long-lasting floral arrangements available. Call Kuhn Flowers today, 398-8601. That's 398-8601. Or you can shop online anytime at KuhnFlowers.com. Kuhn Flowers, making memories since 1947.
On the 2009 tax returns of a Mediterranean nation, 324 residents of a wealthy area checked that they owned a swimming pool. Thinking the number sounded low, officials studied satellite photos and discovered that almost 17,000 homes had pools. What would cause 98% of the people to lie? Obviously, they wanted to pay fewer taxes. But that's not the real reason. The Bible says that the human heart is deceitful above all things. It takes a God-sized remedy to change the human heart, to cause people to do what is right instead of what is selfish. And that's exactly what God can do. This is David Jeremiah, encouraging you to get on the road to new life. Discover God's power to change people on Route 66.
Route 66, driving the word home. Log on to Route66Life.com. Start your journey home today.
Let's get back to the Gone Fishing Show here on Sunny 102.3. The Gone Fishing Show is brought to you by Rick's Bait and Tackle. If you want to be a part of the show, we'd love to hear from you. The call-in number is 904-831-1023. That's 904-831-1023. And now, here's your host, Rick Hale, along with Joe Dion and Jeff Altman.
Hey, okay, we're back live. We got Donnie Leeper is on the line. He held on.
Good old Donnie.
Yeah.
I thought we disconnected him, didn't we?
We tried, but it doesn't work.
Are you there, Donnie?
It's almost like Taylor Jr.
He's like mold on bread. The only way you get rid of him is scrape him off.
He's like Taylor Jr.
I can't hear you.
No, he can't hear us now.
Okay, now I can hear Tim.
You can hear us? All right.
All right.
Hey, buddy.
How's it going?
Hey, man, what's going on?
Good.
Oh, not too much. Just trying to stay cool today.
Yeah, you fishing, Donnie?
No, I think I'm going to fish Saturday.
That would be tomorrow.
Yeah, that'd be tomorrow.
Yeah.
Where you going fishing?
Yeah. Probably be calling you tonight.
You fishing the Redfish tournament, the Backwater Challenge?
Where's this at?
That's out of Volano, Ancient City Game Fishing Association. They do the Backwater Challenge. It's, they got Kingfish Division and a Redfish Division. Both. I mean, you can fish it in where you want to, but they don't have a separate kayak division.
Oh, yeah. Is it a kill tournament, or does it have to be alive?
They prefer it's alive, but you can bring in a dead fish. So to reward you, I know last year if you brought your redfish in alive, they would give you a 6-pack of beer. I think it was like PBR beer or Milwaukee or something. Yeah.
I mean, white can black label that just says beer. I'm good with that, too.
All right. So bring your redfish in alive. You might want to bring a 6-pack.
Yeah, Falstaff, Schlitz.
That's out of Volano.
All right.
Yeah.
What's this thing going? It happens every year. It's called Kalamazoo or something. Mizzou down in
Snooktopia.
Snooktopia. Where did I get Kalamazoo?
Really? You don't know about that?
Yeah.
Man, it's like Fight Club. We can't talk about that.
Okay. Yeah, it's like I saw it was posted last night, and some of the regulations on it. It's brutal.
Yeah.
For like what?
Regulations.
In other words, nobody sleeps, nobody.
Oh yeah, man, it's crazy fishing for sure. So
it's just a group of people that get together and go snook fishing.
So Bart's from like that area originally. Bart Swab, Action Kayak Adventures. There you go, free plug.
Action Kayak Adventures. I've been to his.
So have I. So have I.
A lot of
so I've taken my goddaughter out there, but he started it. This is the 4th year, I think. And you were going, was it Jonathan Dickinson State Park area down that way, or whatever it is, South Florida, and you don't sleep. I mean, you can sleep, but you're gonna
get ratted for it.
Yeah, you're up early and you're out late fishing. I mean, last year when I went, had a goal of catching different species of fish. We scratched snakehead and some cichlids and things like that off.
Right.
This year, we're going to go try and go get some clown knife fish out of Lake Ida. Some of the guys want peacocks, so we'll try that too. And then we're just going to try and hit snook for like 3 days straight. So it's no sleep for the wicked for sure.
Where's everybody stay at? Just
State Park right there. A lot of people are staying at State Park. Some people have rented like little beach houses right outside the state park. Little B&E type places right outside, Airbnb. So we're going to stay at the state park in the cabin. So
their goal is each to catch a 40-inch snook.
Yeah.
40-inch.
That was the post last night. Yeah.
Yeah. That's not my goal. My goal is to catch one over 32 on artificial. That's always my goal.
Now, what is there a record in the valley?
For what?
For snook.
For snook?
Not one that I've heard of. Personally, my best in the valley is 30 inches. That was years ago. I've caught a bunch in the upper 20s. I've seen Chip Davis, I think, has had some over 32 out of there. But, you're more apt, like Trout River or somewhere else like that, to catch one over.
No, they're not everywhere. They're just in certain spots.
You're not apt to catch a snook anywhere up here, but some places.
So, go back to the shrimp run 4 or 5 years ago when it was like the most amazing shrimp run ever. Guys with free floating prawns under billy bob corks out the back of the boat while they're throwing the net off the front, catching 40-inch snook underneath the Shands Bridge. But those are freshwater snook. They've come up all the way out of Lake George, all the way up the St. Johns River, following the shrimp. And as soon as the shrimp, get out in the inlet and all that, they just turn around and go back home.
Now, we got a little 13, it was about 13 and a half off of a party barge that a friend of mine went out at the school board building.
Mm-hmm.
There's big cement pilings that are coming up out of the water right there. Yeah, just slung them in there in the water.
Yeah.
It's about
snook like that in just about every creek in Jacksonville.
Yeah, those little fingerlings. The amazing thing was, I want to say it was 3 years ago, maybe even 4 years ago, a person I know in St. Augustine was actually catching them in the inlet. And so that means that the migratory snook are moving. They're doing their inlet hopping from one inlet to the other.
Is it between the entrance and the bridge, or?
It was literally in the inlet.
Okay.
In the inlet on fly.
Wow.
So for them to be out in the inlet like that means that's the migratory snook, the one that's coming in, going back out in the ocean. Those aren't ones that happen to be in the intercoastal and said, "Oh, hey, let me go hang out in the inlet." No, they don't do that. So that was a good sign. I haven't heard it, seen it since, but that was a good sign back then. We did have a harsh winter, since then. So they're here. Our snook population are all homebodies. They are here. They don't migrate back out to the ocean. They stay here.
Do they think they recouped from that freeze we had a few years back?
They are to an extent. I've caught a few in the valley. I really like to target them in the fall and the winter.
Ideal water temp?
Probably realistically for me, somewhere around 69 to 74.
Okay.
So, the hot water, You can catch them in this hot water, valley and other places, but they're far and few between. You get a little further south of here, and they're more prevalent.
Right.
On the flats and things like that, a little bit easier to catch.
Piers and everything else. You get down
you get
Palm Beach area and down that way, man. It's just like you pull whiting up.
They're spawning, coming in and out.
Right.
So, but they're here. These are all. None of these are migratory snook that we have. They're all here. The ones that you catch today that are 25 to 30 inches are the ones from 2010 when we had that really killer freeze that survived.
Right.
And back then they were just little snooklings. So it's,
Donnie, have you done Snooktopia?
Yeah, I've done it twice. Went down about, I think, the first or second year. I didn't go last year. And then we went, Tim and David and I went down, 2 years ago, Tim?
Yeah, because I didn't go last year either. I had neck surgery, so. But yeah, it was 2 years ago.
Is it an open deal? Everybody just goes? Or
there's no registration. There's nothing. You just show up, hang out.
Yeah, it's just a group of people getting together.
Yeah, pretty much everybody does their own thing,
How many people do you think averages? 100, 200?
No, not even. First year, I think there might have been 30 of us. Last year, I think they probably had around 30. The year before that, we had probably 20-something.
And it's for what, bragging rights?
Yeah, just to hang out. Yep. Just to hang out, do something. A lot of people put snook on their bucket list. I mean, because they are so hard to catch up here in different parts of the state. They're non-existent. But when you get an area like that that's close to, down there in that area where they're very prevalent, it's you just get out there and you go for it. But they're also very picky. So last year they had phenomenal success night fishing with live bait. Years before, you couldn't catch one on live bait. I mean, you could sit out there and watch them just smack the water, and it didn't matter what you threw at them; they weren't eating. So it's they're snook. They're very picky.
Yeah.
So, but you can catch them.
Tackle.
You need to beef it up a little bit. I mean, you're not getting them on 10 pound. That's for sure. You can, but you may not keep them around for long. So
fighting fish.
You need definitely beef that leader up to somewhere around 30 pounds.
Donnie, you want to hold on a minute? You got something you want to tell us when we get back?
Yeah.
All right. Stand by.
Okay.
904-831-1023. Listening to the fish. No, you're listening to the Gone Fishing radio show on Sunny 102.3 FM in Jacksonville, Florida. 904-831-1023. Stand by. We'll be right back.
Southern Sportsman is now open on the south side of Arlington Expressway. They stock everything an outdoorsman thrives, from firearms and fishing, archery, and knives. They've got bows by Hoyt, Obsession, and Prime with an archery range for practice time. Everything's there of fisherman digs, from T. Allen rods to TBS jigs. Guns by Glock can always be found at Southern Sportsman, the best in town. Located at 8324 Arlington Expressway. Give them a call today at 903-2745. That's 903-2745.
The best way to go fishing around here is to join Jacksonville Boat Club. We furnish the boats, the insurance, and take care of all the maintenance. You'll enjoy completely hassle-free valet service on the premier fleet in the Southeast. When you arrive at the dock, your boat will be ready to go. You won't spend hours getting it ready or have to wait in line at the marina or boat ramp. Just remember, we clean the boats, but you clean the fish. JacksBoatClub.com.
Atlantic Coast Marine, the name to remember for Maverick, Hughes, Pathfinder, Canoe, and Sundance boats. We're also a full-line Yamaha dealer with the best prices on Yamaha engines. A winner of Yamaha's Best in Class 3 years running, Atlantic Coast Marine will get you set up with the right engine the first time. We offer a huge service facility performing everything from fiberglass repair to engine rebuilds. Atlantic Coast Marine, 13748 Atlantic Boulevard at the Intercoastal Waterway. Call 221-0793. That's 221-0793.
Looking for a great day of fishing or want to learn how the pros do it? Then you need to call Captain John Eggers. John's one of the leading guides in the Jacksonville area. John's won such tournaments as the Cabela's IFA Redfish Tournament and has been on many outdoor shows such as TNN and NBC Sports. He'll combine his knowledge of tournament fishing with his charter experience to ensure you have a trip of a lifetime. Give John a call at 591-1611. Again, 591-1611. Or stop by Rick's Bait and Tackle for John's information.
Do you have a boat? Then you need to know Shark Attack, a mobile marine service licensed and insured to install and repair marine generators, electronics, stereos, water and waste systems, as well as complete or partial rewires. Have a boat? Then you need to know a mobile marine technician that will come to your boat. Shark Attack does just that. Also offering consulting and pre-purchase inspections. Call 904-200-8709. That's 904-200-8709. And receive $50 off your first service call.
Let's get back to the Gone Fishing Show here on Sunny 102.3. The Gone Fishing Show is brought to you by Rick's Bait and Tackle. If you want to be a part of the show, we'd love to hear from you. The call-in number is 904-831-1023. That's 904-831-1023. And now, here's your host, Rick Hale, along with Joe Dion and Jeff Altman.
Okay, we're back. Donnie, you still there?
Yeah, I'm still here.
All right, bub. So what's been going on with you?
That's crazy.
Not too much. I've been working on getting some raffle stuff for the Netty. It's going to be tight this year. Jim will tell you last year, I think it took him, and he was moving, it took him about 2 hours to get rid of all the stuff that we had last year. And I've got stuff coming in and already in the garage and stuff, but it's not like it was last year. And, I really hated to call some people, but I just put feelers out there. I said, hey, if you can, you can. Unfortunately, we lost our title sponsor this year, Turk Oncology. They've been giving us $2,500 a year every year since the second year, and they're going through some tough times. And she said, we just can't do it this year. She said, but please stay in touch, and hopefully we can get back on track for next year. But so I'm thinking about just hitting to try to make up for that money. Just trying to maybe hit some businesses up for smaller donations to try to make back up on that. And I got quite a few people to sponsor the smaller stuff, like the first person to come in with a pink lure, the spotted redfish, stuff like that. I've got a lot of those covered. And mainly just try all the people that sponsor the prize money, they're all back in. So I'm just basically just working on raffle stuff and just sending out emails trying to see if people can help out.
How many local tournaments are there now compared to 5 years ago?
Local?
Yeah, remember like there was Rick, and then there was so on and so many people.
Kayak?
Yeah, kayak. Just kayaks.
Probably about a third.
Yeah, if that, yeah.
Right now there's really only 2 true kayak tournaments in Jacksonville every year.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's if David keeps going on with the extreme. Yeah. So
5 years ago we had like 6, at least.
Now the last one was the one you and what was the big one?
Which one?
What the Jack's Classic?
Yeah, the Classic.
Yeah, that's gone.
That's gone. Been gone.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Because you did the last one, right?
Yeah.
You and
Judd and Jessica.
What, 2015?
I still yet to be in that.
16, yeah.
I still yet to be in the pub yet. Have not gone in there.
Well, it's closed, so.
Oh, is it closed?
It's a bar, so it can't be open. They're open.
Are they really moving, Craig, or was that a joke?
No, Judd and Jessica are planning on moving to Atlanta. That's where
Okay, are they gonna
live.
Are they going to keep the pub open, or are they just closing it down completely?
No, it'll still be open. They're in business with their cousin Ian, and he's basically been running it anyway.
Okay.
With them. So he's just going to take full control.
Right.
Yeah. So our beneficiary this year, we changed over to Ed Malin. He has that Two Titmice Foundation that helps out women with breast cancer, and Ed knows a ton of people. We're gonna meet up in the next couple of weeks and get together and talk about some sponsorship. He knows a ton of people, but unfortunately, they're all in the restaurant and bar business. It's kind of hard to ask, restaurants and bars to give gift cards or sponsorship when they're, barely open or not open at all. So we may not get that, that check that we had the past couple of years, but we're going to give it the best, shot we can, and we're just going to do what we can, and next year we'll come back and we'll be strong again.
Yeah, well, you run a very fun tournament, Donnie. I always enjoy your tournament.
What did we get last year? 15,000 went to the charity.
I think it was like 12.
Was it 12?
Yeah, we haven't hit that mark yet. We got close, but yeah, Craig, it's like there's I've had some good help and everything, and Anna definitely helped me out for a couple of years, and Tammy, and then now Tim and Aaron and Kate and Jennifer, and we're just I go out and get a lot of this stuff, but when it comes to the tournament itself, those people really are the ones that make it happen. I mean, I bring this some money to the table and stuff like that, but without those people, it would be pretty dull listening to me all day.
Right. I can tell you, getting the donations in, that's 75% of the work of a tournament.
Yeah, well, I mean, I've been real fortunate, the people that I work for, my customers, they've, I've been working for them for 20 years, and they've been really good to me and stuff, and, they're like, hey, we haven't been affected too bad, but that Turk Oncology thing, that's gonna hurt this year.
Yeah, that's an ouch.
Like I said, do I know?
I said that's an ouch.
Yeah, I mean, because like I said, but we got the green egg coming. That's still on, and but there was somebody last year, and I can't remember who it was. They actually called me and wanted to be a title sponsor. They wanted to give us like $3,000 or $4,000. And I said, well, we already have a title sponsor. And it wasn't like I could go to Turk Oncology and say, hey, I know you've been donating $2,500, but we got this other person. I wasn't going to do that. And now I can't remember who that company was.
Oh, Donnie, at your age, you got to write everything down.
Yeah, I know, right? But it'll work out.
You've got that Hale syndrome.
You have to make a list, Donnie.
I know. But, like I said, I've just been sending email after email, and a lot of people that have helped us out before have already, they've either sent it or said they were going to send it. And usually, we meet some people at ICAST, and I've gotten some stuff from them. And then, that didn't happen this year. That was supposed to be, 2 weeks ago. And so we didn't get to talk to those people this year. And so that's another thing that's going to, kind of play. So we won't have as much raffle stuff, but, I'm going to give it hell until October 3rd and see what I can get in.
There you go.
Well, it's still the best cash-paying tournament, though, from a kayak standpoint, anywhere in the state of Florida outside of the Extreme in South Florida, the offshore tournament. I mean, first through fifth in 3 different species, red, trout, and flounder, are getting a paycheck. Last year, there was a slam category, which paid $1,000. So there's no other tournament in the state of Florida that has the cash payout that this does for kayaks.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's what, $4,000 something we get in, because we got the $1,050, so it's $4,150. Then we got people, David Michelle.
Oh yeah,
they always sponsor.
There's
like $100.
When you look at it realistically, there's literally, I think it's like 22 or 23 different ways to win cash in this tournament.
Right.
Yeah, for a kayak.
Yeah, you literally have spots. You're the first person to show up with a bra, and
right.
So there's all different categories, and it's not like we're giving you $25 for that. You're getting $100. You know, your entry is what, $50 still, right, Donnie?
It's like
right.
Now the women's division, that would be without the bra or with the bra. No, I'm serious.
No, it's a pink bra on.
Right,
so
right.
if they show you a pink bra and they're the first one in, they can win the ladies division and they can win that as well. So
now the ladies division, they get $100 check or cash, and they also get the rod that Steve Yurkovicus makes every year.
That's close enough on that butchering job.
we just call him Steve Cabbage.
Right.
He's in the cabbage.
So, but I mean, so it's you won't find a tournament like it anywhere else. You know, the IFA only plays 3 places out. Depending upon how many people come in, then they'll go out to maybe 6-7 places because there's never really a lot of people in, and there's no real prize money there, so to speak. The other tournaments that have a kayak division, they pay out, like the Greater Jacksonville, this redfish here. I mean, that was a phenomenal first place. Somebody won, basically a brand new Outback, and then they had the cash prize, which was good for the places, but that's it. You only paid those places, so
I paid out 5 places in the kayak.
Yeah, so I mean, when you look at your odds for what you're putting in and what you can get out of it, it's probably it's not where the Classic was prize wise, but it's beyond anything else money wise.
What was the entry this year for the? How many entries for the kayaks in the Kingfish tournament?
I never did find out how many. I know there was 30 pre-registered.
Yeah, because if you look at, I saw on where they put the results, they had the boat number or whatever.
Well, Craig sent all that to me last night, so I've got all. I did get it.
So on the one, I think in the 1st through 5th or whatever, one of those was like 40 something.
Right.
They were
usually around 50 kayak every year,
which is pretty good. So
Donnie, be careful out there, bud. We appreciate you calling us.
Okay, y'all have a good day. We'll talk to you later.
All right, Donnie Leeper, 904-831-1023, 904-831-1023, listening to the Gone Fishing Radio Show on Sunny 102.3 in Jacksonville, Florida, 904-831-1023. We're streaming live on Facebook. Go to Gone Fishing Show on Facebook, and you'll see these 3 ugly mugs. Stand by, I'll be right back.
Are you afraid of the IRS because you have unfiled or unpaid taxes? Most don't realize that having unfiled federal taxes is a misdemeanor punishable by up to 1 year in jail for each unfiled return. With the IRS, it's never a question of if they'll come, but when. We are J. David Tax Law, a local firm right here in Jacksonville. Your first step to IRS protection is our no-cost consultation. We take the time to go through your specific tax problem step by step. At J. David Tax Law, only highly experienced tax attorneys will represent you. Our fee payment plans are affordable for everyone. Call today for a no-cost consultation at 904-606-0009. That's 904-606-0009. Or find us on the web at jdavidtaxlaw.com. Peace of mind is only a click or phone call away.
WSOL HD2 Yulee, W272CQ Jacksonville, Sunny 102.3, Jacksonville's greatest hits.
You've been wanting a reputable trolling motor shop in the beaches area, and now it's here. Fish 307 Jacks. They're a certified Minn Kota service center with the tools and the know-how to get you back in the shallows. If you're needing cannon or walker downrigger work, Fish 307 specializes in that as well. They're conveniently located on Mayport Road, just 1 block north of Levee, and they're ready to get your boat off the trailer and back in the water where it belongs. Fish 307 Jacks. Give them a call today at 904-859-0966. That's 904-859-0966. No matter how well maintained your boat is, things can still happen. Props get sheared off, water pumps fail, and starters die. You need a reliable towing service. Join Towboat US. Low-cost options and reliable service. For just $149 a year, Towboat US provides you with unlimited towing on water breakdowns within their vast service area, and that's 24/7. The average tow is around $700. Towboat US membership is a clear alternative. Visit BoatUS.com and join today, or give them a call at 249-4422. That's 249-4422.
Heading out to Heckscher Drive to fish? Then there's only one bait and tackle stop for you, and that's Browns Creek Fish Camp. They're located at 5212 Heckscher Drive and have everything you need for a complete day on the water. Run out of bait while fishing? Well, Browns Creek Fish Camp is one of the few locations where you can pull your boat in and restock your bait supply. No boat? No worry. Browns has the finest docks to fish on, so you need to give those folks a call at 757-1600. A big supporter of the Recreational Fishing Alliance, Browns Fish Camp, 757-1600.
Great news, everybody. Big Jim at Fat Cat's Mobile Trailer Repair has a new knee and he's back to work. So if you need something welded or you need to fix some bad wiring, you need to call Fat Cat's Mobile Trailer Repair. Why? Because you need to get that stuff fixed. And Big Jim needs to work that knee because it needs rehabbing. You need an ink pen and a piece of paper, and you need to write this number down. 247-1727. That's 247-1727. Fat Cat's Mobile Trailer Repair for all your trailer repair needs.
Sunny 102.3.
Let's get back to the Gone Fishing Show here on Sunny 102.3. The Gone Fishing Show is brought to you by Rick's Bait and Tackle. If you want to be a part of the show, we'd love to hear from you. The call-in number is 904-831-1023. That's 904-831-1023. And now, here's your host, Rick Hale, along with Joe Dion and Jeff Allman.
All right, we're back. Segment number 2. We're expecting a call from North Carolina here shortly.
Kakalaki.
Yeah, he's probably got to figure out how to dial the phone because.
Well, he's from North Carolina.
Well, yeah, North Carolina.
Isn't that carrier pigeon?
Yeah.
Telegraph, Morse code, where he's at.
I know we went up there to visit some friends a few years back, and we went rafting. And we got off the little bus, and everything, got off the short bus, I guess you'd call it. And we walked out, and all these people were standing there around the camp, I guess. And they all raised their arms and started waving at us, and I ain't never in my life seen so much hair. I mean, the hair under those armpits was just scary, buddy. And then I looked at the legs, and I went, yep, here we are, North Carolina.
Interesting.
Yeah. So they were naturalists.
Yes, sir.
I mean, they were clothed, but they were naturalists.
Now to change the subject back to fishing.
Yeah, let's do
that. Permanent update here. The Bernardina Fishing Rodeo has been canceled for August 1st.
When did this happen?
It just came out yesterday, or last night.
And a reason?
Something to do with the Board of Commissioners wouldn't approve their gathering permit or something like that due to the COVID stuff.
Oh,
okay. Oh, gosh. All right, go ahead. Let's get this over with.
I think Tim's in the building, right?
Yeah, Tim's in the building.
I was going to ask him a question about a Hobie.
What about a Hobie?
I guess you'd never go back to native, right?
Would I never go back to native?
Yeah.
No, I wouldn't say that. I have a problem with, having to fix a kayak brand new, do work to it to put it in the water. So, other than that, they're sound machines, once you fix the problem. But if I'm giving you $2,800 or $3,000, I shouldn't have to fix your problem. At some point, R&D needs to take over and fix the problems in the factory and then send out a whole machine. Now, all that being said, I understand what you're trying to do here, pot stir, and it will never happen. I fished out of everything. I fished Jackson, I fished Native, I fished Hobie, so they're all fine machines. They all have their purpose.
I got a serious question, though.
All right, that's unusual, but go ahead.
Those kick-up fins, when you're in the water, and let's say get really shallow, like my problem is I really want to go to those, but I just don't want to spend the extra, $3,000 for another kayak right now. But
if you get into really shallow water and let's say you try to pull your drive up, it's almost impossible. But with those kick-up fins that are easily able to slide out, like let's say that you get in like really shallow water and you're like, oh damn, man, I need to get out of this water. Do you have to paddle back over, or will it be able to pull up? Because I know with my drive, once it gets stuck in the mud, unless you got the clearance to pull it up, there's no way you can pull that drive up.
Well, there's such a thing, Taylor, as physics. And if you're too shallow, you're too shallow, and there's nothing you can do about it, whether you got a Hobie or a native. You got to back out into some water and pull
I
it
don't
up.
have the kick-up fins, right? Because mine's a 2019. I bought it brand new. It was one of the ones they were getting rid of in the shop in South Florida. Couldn't pass up the steal of a deal that I got on it. But here's the thing, right? In theory, you're supposed to be able to pull it up because they'll bend straight back as you pull them through the drive. But on a side note, if you're running your fins into the mud that hard that you're getting stuck, and it's only ever happened to me once, and that was in Titusville. Literally, like the first weekend I had it, I ran it aground, so to speak, more like drifted, and then all of a sudden I just noticed that I started wobbling weird. I'm like, okay, I'm stuck. All I did was flip the pegs and pulled the drive straight up. So if you're going that hard and that fast in a shallow environment, you might want to slow down. And be leery of where you're at, and you should, and because you've got the Outback. So do you have the bigger rudder on the Outback?
Yeah, I changed that. I had to turn it.
So your rudder, you just need to understand and listen for when that rudder actually hits the bottom, and you can feel it and hear it when it drags through sand, when it drags over an oyster bar. It will hit before your fins will.
Taylor, do you have electronics? You don't have no depth finder?
No, I don't have a depth finder.
Why not?
Because when I was fishing it, it wouldn't do any good because unless I got to the bridge, it's only about 10 feet there, and it's normally about 3 or 4 feet. So I always watch the tide when it comes out, though. But it won't really tell me much. If I was fishing in like some deeper holes and I was looking for structure, I'd get a GPS, but I don't see a purpose of it because if the tide's going on and you're watching all that bait by the grass line, that's where you need to be throwing, and definitely won't do good when you're only in like a foot or two of water. I just know when I watch the bait and I'm throwing the lures in, if the fish are there, I'm going to hit it.
Hey Taylor, if you go to a brand new area you never fished and it's high tide, if you have a fish finder, you know where all the structure was. You can learn the area and then next time you go back, you wouldn't need to take it with you because you'd know the area already.
So
one day I'll get one. I'm going to upgrade to a new kayak soon. I'm trying to save some more money.
And there's nothing wrong with everything you said, but I'll give you some more advantages of a fish finder, right? Water temperature. Water temperature is the number one element that makes a fish thrive. Mm-hmm. So you're cruising along and it's 95, it's 95, it's 95, and all of a sudden you hit a giant pocket of water that's 80, 85. Guess what's going to happen in that area more than that 95? Water.
You have a thermocline, right?
Right. So fish are going to become more active, and this doesn't matter 3 feet or 4 feet of water. The fish are going to become more active, and they're going to be more in a feeding frenzy, and that's an area that you'd want to concentrate on more than paying attention to just cruising along, thinking, oh, I'm just in 3 feet of water and it's 95 degrees. That's great, but you want to look for areas like that. Same token is I've been in 3 feet of water and all of a sudden and come up on a 15 to 16 foot depression in the back of a creek without a fish finder. Right, without a depth finder, I would have never known that was there. And you can look on Google Earth, and you can go back 10 years, and that will never show you that depression. You pick up a nautical chart, it's not going to show you that depression because it isn't a large contour. It's a small depression. Most of them that you come across like that are 15 to 20 feet wide, and they can be anywhere from 8 feet or more from the normal contour. So those won't show up necessarily on nautical maps when you're looking at depth. So those are advantages. Other advantages, you say you fish that bridge, it's only 10 feet deep, you roll up on it, you cast. How many days you go there and you don't catch anything, right? Right. So you cruise over that with that depth finder, and if you see a bait down there and you see other fish and things like that, it's worthwhile to continue to fish that bridge. Or in the case where there's nothing there, just move on, go find somewhere else. Go fish that grass line that you were talking about. So there's advantages and disadvantages. It helps, and a lot of people need to get that stigma out of their mind. Oh, I'm only fishing 3 feet deep. So
if you ever got some free time, hit me up. Fish by my house. I love it, man. I took somebody out the other day, and he's like, man, I can't believe there's so many fish there. He's like, I got to go with you. I said, that's why I love living where I live, because there's so much there. I don't have to go anywhere else.
Yeah.
Well, I guess I got more than 30 seconds today.
You did. Good.
Cut him off.
cut him off. Listen to Jeff. I hear Jeff in the background.
Yeah,
Cut him off.
Cut him off.
Cut him off.
See you later.
Seconds is up.
Hey.
It's seconds for way.
What's up there, Carolina boy?
What's up, Joe? Timmy? How you doing, bud?
Hey, what's going on?
Cousin Craig?
Yes, sir, cousin.
Yep. Made it up here in Jacksonville, North Carolina. Well, I'm outside Jacksonville. We're in Richmond.
Sounds like a nice place.
What's the highest elevation? About 1,300?
I have no idea.
You get out and measure it.
I think it's flat like there.
You don't have no mountain there?
No. It's over by Camp Lejeune.
Oh, you're on the East Coast then.
That's where he's stationed, is at Camp Lejeune. Yeah, he's got to keep all those Marines in order.
Negative
guy over there.
You just go up there and tell them you're in the Coast Guard. No,
you get slapped for that.
Isn't there a Jackson up there somewhere too, or is that South Carolina?
Fort Jackson?
Yeah, that's South Carolina. Yeah.
Fort Jackson.
Probably.
Tech capital of the South.
Well, cousin Craig.
Capital of the South. Yes.
Today is July the 24th, which is 7/24, which was my old boat number, the Coast Guard cutter Monroe, named after Douglas Monroe, that saved a bunch of Marines. So I'm an honorary CB. What do you think about that, Timmy?
Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah. So, yeah, man, it's nice up here. We're gonna. I think tomorrow we're going to get surf fishing, and I don't know if there's pompano up here. There ought to be, right?
I would think so.
when they migrate, they come up this way.
And how about the big blues? Or the big blues?
I was going to say, you're more apt to run into giant blues, and
there's still sheephead up there, too.
I don't want to catch no bluefish.
Oh, those are fun to catch up there now. You're not going to get those little 12, 13 inches that get down here.
That one you caught in the creek that one time, get eaten by some of the blues up there.
Yeah.
Right.
That one, is that
the big giant one? Yeah, the big giant one.
The picture at the shop?
Yeah,
the shop.
Yeah, the big giant one. Yeah.
The one that would have been a Florida record had he
right
to bring it in.
I'm just, what the heck is this thing? Throw it back. Catch me a redfish.
Cut it up. Catch me a redfish.
Yeah.
He didn't have that special card with him back then, did he?
I wasn't.
Okay.
I didn't need one then.
Okay.
Right.
So, I caught part of the show on the Boxcast a little while ago, and y'all were talking about snook. Tim, are you going to Snooktopia?
Sure am.
When is that, like the 17th?
It's that whole week. I think it's let me look at my calendar real quick.
About 3 weeks from now?
Yeah. So it's basically the 17th to like the 23rd, I think is what it is, 23rd, 24th. I'm probably going to be down there Thursday night or Friday real early, and then I'll be there Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I'll probably head back Monday.
Jeff, hold on a second, bud. We'll get you on the other side. We're going to take a quick break, 904-831-1023. Maybe Pam Worth will give us a call. I know Rick Sutherland will call in about 1:30-ish or so. 904-831-1023. Be right back.
Introducing Del Marina, the world's ultimate lightweight comfort deck and boat shoes. They're superior in all ways, style, quality, and performance. The upper is a high-tech, fast-drying mesh that won't tear, and it breathes so your feet don't get hot. The interior of the shoes are made with anti-odor, antimicrobial materials, and the footbed is removable for safe cleaning in the washing machine. Plus, the outsole is non-marking and slip-proof both uphill and downhill. Del Marina, the ultimate deck and boat shoes. Order a pair today from SCUSAShoes.com. Check them out on the Fish Florida mobile app. Mention Fish Florida and receive a 20% discount. That's SKUZE shoes.com.
You wouldn't trust just anyone on where to find your next big catch, would you? So why trust anyone when it comes to buying or selling your home? When the experts at Real Keeper Realty can help you navigate your way through the biggest financial move you'll make in your life. Just like fishing, when you're selling your home, you got to put out the right bait to attract the best buyers. And when it comes to buying the right home for you and your family, we'll stay the course and make sure you find a real keeper. For all of your real estate needs, give Real Keeper Realty a call. 904-414-4000. Real Keeper Realty. Your home. Your future. Our commitment.
Don't throw away that broken reel. Get it repaired by Keith Secor, better known as Keith the Reel Guy. For years, Keith the Reel Guy has saved many a reel from being thrown away. If your reel is in need of repair, just drop it off at Rick's Bait and Tackle in Jacksonville Beach, or you can just give Keith the Reel Guy a call. He's at 904-631-8924. Keith can get your reel repaired at a fair price and in a timely fashion. Call Keith the Reel Guy today and get your favorite reel back on the rod and out of the garbage can. Keith the Reel Guy, 904-631-8924. Save a nickel, save a dime. You'll save a bundle at Jack's Bargain Cabinets and Flooring. Save big bucks on building materials, from kitchen cabinets, vanities, granite countertops, carpet, and vinyl flooring. Jack's Bargain Cabinets beats the britches off those big box stores by as much as 40%. Bring them a quote from the Fat Cats and they'll beat it like a dusty rug. Jack's Bargain Cabinets are all wood at discount prices. Go to jacksbargaincabinets.com and see the huge selection of kitchen cabinets and countertops. Get a full kitchen or bathroom upgrade in less than 2 weeks at Jack's Bargain Cabinets, 455 Cassett Avenue.
Let's get back to the Gone Fishing Show here on Sunny 102.3. The Gone Fishing Show is brought to you by Rick's Bait and Tackle. If you want to be a part of the show, we'd love to hear from you. The call-in number is 904-831-1023. That's 904-831-1023. And now, here's your host, Rick Hale, along with Joe Dion and Jeff Altman.
No, that's even further south.
Oh, is that further south?
Yeah, that's even further south. Okay. That's South Florida.
Okay. I can't remember
Colorado.
Colorado.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's most of the ICW is named the Tullamato River.
Okay.
Basically from about the Palm Valley to 210 Bridge to, just north of the airport.
Now, what's the restaurant before you get to the bait shop that got tore down with that hurricane?
So that's what Mike's Place.
Mike's Place,
Kate's.
Yeah, Kate's, okay.
And then you have Caps, which is before north of that.
Animal-infested restaurant?
What? No, Caps isn't.
No.
Yes, it is.
Well, not now. I mean, they that place got.
Because I took care of it.
Oh yeah.
Good job, cousin Joe.
Yeah.
American Trappers.
That's right.
I didn't get paid.
Speaking of, I need to get another card from you. Your card's not up again this month because I had to switch pages because we brought Trina on. And for some reason or another, I was getting some unbelievable reports this month that I had to roll over another page or two, so some people got switched around from their pages. But you're still in there. I got you on page 36 of 32-page paper.
Nice.
Very nice. So, cousin Jeff was a bleed over.
I might not be a smart man, but what?
Yeah, don't worry about it.
I mean,
I do need another.
Here's your $6
bill to get the logo in there, because unless I can find it in the files, I'll look in the files closer.
Yeah.
And then I'll let you know. So.
Well, I just had a call a few minutes ago from a guy. He's from Mississippi and popped up in town yesterday. He's like, "Hey, man, can you take me fishing?" I'm like, "I'm on my way to North Carolina." And so I sent him over to Brown's, and he put in over there. And he calls me today. He's like, "Well," and this guy's like, you can tell he's from Mississippi. And he's telling me about his kayak started taking on the water. But he carries a battery and a trolling motor and all of this stuff. And his kayak flipped over at Brown's yesterday.
Yesterday was very windy at Brown's.
Yeah, he said he got all his stuff back. I think he said he lost one rod or something. But yeah, know your limits.
It happens
for sure, especially if your kayak's overloaded. Overloaded kayaks so prone to flipping or sinking.
He told me to name the kayak, and it was something I'd never heard of, and I think it was like a 10-footer.
Oh, that's short.
Yeah.
Speaking of kayaks, is Matt really partial to his kayak? I mean, it seems like he's still got that. Was that green olive?
Yeah, that native.
Yeah, he carries that Native Mariner
everywhere.
In the bed of his truck everywhere. It doesn't come out unless he's going fishing.
But he's won in tournaments, correct? Hadn't he won new boats?
Any kayaks he's won, he sold them, I'm sure.
Well, most of the ones, this is the first one that he's actually won that's a pedal drive.
Okay.
So who knows? But for the most part, they're not pedal drives, and they probably got sold.
Right.
Yep.
So
ain't no matter about it.
Right.
He'll just launch right there at the shop, and he'll just hang around the area right there.
Well, he really fishes the areas more.
Yeah. What, Jeff?
He takes off and goes and finds other spots.
Yeah. I mean, he works at a bait shop, so a lot of people tell him spots.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So he loves checking out new spots, as we all do.
Yeah. I think Travis is the same way, isn't he?
Travis? Nah. Yeah, I don't know. He fishes out of his backyard a lot.
He fishes there. He fishes. You see him down there at what's that creek?
All over Creek. That's where you and he's bass fishing now.
Oh, Ed.
Yeah, brother. Yeah. Yeah, that's where y'all went when we were in that.
Stopped by FWC twice there, as a matter of fact.
Yeah,
And Haulover twice.
As we were camping up there
as we launched, they checked us, and then there was a different guy sitting there when we came back in an unmarked car. He checked us on the way back out.
Yeah.
That day we got stopped 3 times by FWC and checked. It was hilarious. We got stopped. We launched at Egan's and got checked that morning. And then we went back, had lunch, and we left from there and went to Haulover on Picture and got stopped there.
So they were checking you before you launched?
Yeah.
What were they looking for?
Just make sure we had a license and all the safety gear.
That's when we were all camping up in Georgia.
Cricket
River. Right.
About 3 times.
What's that?
I've only been checked about 3 times ever.
Oh, before Palm Valley became Palm Valley that it is now, before it was busy, I used to get stopped there all the time. I'd come in at night, and those guys would be sitting there all the time checking.
Now, when we used to shore fish back there, back in the day before the new bridge and all that.
Yep.
You know,
when that old little bridge, when that old little dock was there. Yep.
Yeah, and the old man that used to fall asleep in the tender spot there, you know. And we'd go up there, there'd be boats out there blowing their horns. We'd go up there and knock on the window and wake him up. Hey, man, there's a boat.
Right, turn the bridge.
Yeah, because we used to show up there at about 11 o'clock at night.
Yep. I mean, you used to be able to catch big snook underneath that bridge. They used to sit there, and the tarpon used to sit there underneath the old bridge.
Yeah, we used to go trout fishing there.
Yep.
Trout. I can't count how many big trout that were taken out from that area.
Oh, yeah.
So that was back when we used to keep them.
Yeah.
You know, it's a shame.
Yep.
Yeah.
Wish they would have been still swimming. So Tim, down at Snooktopia, you were talking about you've caught tons of big snook on topwater. What's your bait of choice?
Oh, for topwater? I mean, and there's only 2 choices. I throw the Spook Junior, right? So, and then the Spook Junior family, I'll throw the 1 knocker and the Spook Junior, and then I'll just throw the Skitterwalk number 11, which is the big Skitterwalk. That's it. So one's high pitch and one's low pitch. So that's the difference.
My go-to is the black and silver Super Spook.
Yeah.
I've caught lots of big trout on that one.
Yeah. That's also 3 treble hooks, and that's a lot more treble hook. At least one more treble hook than I'm willing to deal with on a snook.
Right.
So
well, maybe I'll just take the front one out or something.
Yeah, and I've done that too. I have one in trout pattern that on super windy days that I'll throw, but I take out
What's the hook size?
They're the big giant ones, the big giant ones. But I do take off the middle treble hook. I don't throw it with all 3 treble hooks.
Now I've been seeing they're showing like switching out the hooks and going with the single hook.
Whatever.
Yeah. I like.
If I'm fishing a tournament, I want 6 hooks stuck in that fish somehow.
Right. That's why I use that super spook. I got 9 shots.
So when you switch out to a single hook, they're talking about, catch ratio and hookup ratio and landing ratio. Yeah, that's an all in numbers game. But, they say they land more fish with the single hook than they do a treble hook. But the catch/hookup ratio is also a lot less. So you got to weigh one with the other. So know your equipment, know your line, know your lure, know your reel, know your rod. And that'll help you get to land the fish better than, whether it's single hook or treble hook. And that's just my opinion. So, but there are facts and there are stats out there on hookup and, catching ratio, landing ratio. So they say single hooks do land more fish, but their hookup ratio is a lot smaller than with treble hooks.
Never even tried a single hook.
No.
So much in those trout and redfish hit the top waters.
It's a couple of weeks back I'd have the reds where I was at. They hit the top water. It'd go 2-3 feet in the air, and before it hit the water again, there's one coming out of the water after it. So they had enough where they were on the surface to see that they're like, okay, here it comes, and they're trying to hit it before it ever hits the water, and it's just like, you just kind of sit there and wait when it hits the water, and they just strike it again. So,
I was flipping a spinnerbait one day, and I threw it from the left side of the boat across the bow, throwing to the right, and a redfish, saw it as I was like flipping it, and shot around the structure I was throwing around and nailed it. It was so cool looking because he went about 15 feet, 20 feet to get to where the spinnerbait landed.
Right.
He saw it as I was throwing it.
Right.
It was really neat looking.
And a lot of it's shadow, too. It's really not necessarily what they were actually seeing the bait itself. It's more the shadows, what they were after and what they saw.
Yeah. If you get a redfish that's on a feeding frenzy, there's nothing funner than that.
Oh, you can throw a shoe on a rope out there and it's game on. It's game on. So just fortunate to be in the right place, the right time, and had fun. So,
Jeff, you going to be here next week now?
Yeah, as far as I know.
All right. We know who's on the phone right now.
Uh-oh.
Yep. Yeah. Bill Dance Jr.
Yeah. I want to see that Bill Dance hook set he does, as he tumbles over the side. I can see that on Southern Outdoors on Sunday mornings.
There you go. Guys. All right, Jeff, we'll see you next week, buddy. Be careful out there.
We'll have fun.
All right, man.
Okay.
Ricky!
Yeah.
What's up?
What's going on, guys?
Hey, man. You a little warm down there in Central Florida?
It's warm as heck down here.
Yeah.
How's the bass fishing?
Well, the bass fishing is great, but you got to get out early. I fished a tournament last Saturday, and we started off top water early morning. We put in 2 over 5 or over 4 in the boat, right at about 5 pounds each. And that's a good start. And then we kind of had to move out a little bit deeper as the sun come out. At 8 o'clock, we were already moving deep. So,
Rick, I want you to hold tight because we're going to get you on the other side.
All
right, just stand there with the boss because I know she's standing right there next to you. She's got total control over you. 904-831-1023, 904-831-1023, listening to the Go Home Fishing Radio Show. Monica. Y'all stand by, I'll be right back.
knows that for any business, your next step is the most important one, like hiring someone who can make a real impact. Indeed can help you find high-impact hires faster, without any long-term contracts, and you pay only for what you need, thanks to our super flexible payment options. So why not take that next step with Indeed? Get started with a free $75 credit for your first job post and get in front of more quality candidates. Go to Indeed.com/high-impact. That's Indeed.com/high-impact. Terms and conditions apply.
This week at Macy's, no matter how you school, we're getting you ready with an extra 20% off when you use your coupon or Macy's card. That's on top of already great savings, like 40 to 75% off the best essentials, from backpacks to denim and more. Also get 25% off your favorite active looks, including select Nike for the whole family. Now at Macy's. And get contact-free curbside pickup at select locations. Find a location near you at Macys.com/stores.
Paid non-attorney spokesperson. This ad is sponsored by the Ted O'Neill Law Firm with principal office in Houston, Texas. Non-Hodgkin's lymphoma is one of the most common cancers in the United States. If you or a loved one was diagnosed with non-Hodgkin's lymphoma and were exposed to Roundup weed killer, you could be entitled to cash compensation. Bayer, the owner of Roundup, will pay more than $10 billion to cancer victims of weed killer Roundup. Call our weed killer cancer hotline now to see if you are entitled to cash compensation. Roundup has been one of the most commonly used herbicides in the U.S. If you or someone you love has been diagnosed with non-Hodgkin's lymphoma and exposed to Roundup, call now. Our attorneys have the experience and specialize in fighting for everyday people to get you the compensation you deserve. If you or a loved one has been diagnosed with non-Hodgkin's lymphoma and were exposed to Roundup weed killer, even if the loved one has passed away, call 800-429-2985 now to see if you are entitled to compensation. But hurry, time is limited. Call 800-429-2985. 800-429-2985.
It's been a real roller coaster tonight here in Angela's Kitchen. Saucy Gold just took the lead, but Blue Plate and Kale Green aren't far behind. Wait, what's this? Red Tomato has just overtaken Kale Green and is in position to pass Blue Plate. Not quite in time because we have a winner. SW6370 Saucy Gold! Ask Sherwin-Williams and bring home the color of your team spirit. Visit your neighborhood Sherwin-Williams store today.
At Walgreens, we know summer may look a little different this year. That's why we've made it easier to enjoy the moments you do make with new, safer ways to shop. Now you can shop online and pick up in our drive-thru or curbside and safely keep your summer going. This week, select Walgreens brand health and wellness products, including sun care and first aid, are buy one, get one 50% off. Walgreens. Offers valid with card while supplies last. Restrictions and exclusions apply. See Walgreens.com for details.
City Rescue Mission's 12th Annual Champions Challenge Charity Golf Tournament is coming up on Monday, August 31st at the beautiful TPC Sawgrass Stadium course. You've watched the Players' Championship. Now, come enjoy a beautiful all-inclusive day playing on that course, all while helping the hungry, homeless, and addicted in Northeast Florida. City Rescue Mission has been serving our neighbors in need for nearly 75 years, and especially during the recent months with the COVID-19 crisis. We've been hard at work caring for and protecting our vulnerable homeless neighbors. Join City Rescue Mission in providing hope, healing, and change to those in need by playing in the Champions Challenge Charity Golf Tournament August 31st. Registration for sponsors, foursomes, and individual players are now open. For more information and to register, visit crmjax.org. That's crmjax.org.
Let's get back to the Gone Fishing Show here on Sunny 102.3. The Gone Fishing Show is brought to you by Rick's Bait and Tackle. If you want to be a part of the show, we'd love to hear from you. The call-in number is 904-831-1023. That's 904-831-1023. And now, here's your host, Rick Hale, along with Joe Dion and Jeff Altman.
Okay, we're back with Mr. Rick Sutherland down there in the, can we call it the Harris chain?
That's it. We're at the Harris Chain Lake down here in Central Florida. And like I said, the weather's getting hot, so you gotta kind of go after them. What I mean by that is you'll get a good bite up close and shallow, especially with like topwater. You get a good bite early morning or late in the evening. As that sun comes out, they're gonna either find deep cover or deep water. When we fished last weekend, we found them shallow in the morning, a little bit deeper in the afternoon, but under deep cover. I think the last one I caught
which I called and actually won at the tournament. We won it Saturday. And how we did that is I used a frog on top of Hyacinth. So it was only that deep cover, and that bass came out and grabbed that frog, and we were able to call and win the tournament last weekend. So remember, target that deep cover or deep water.
So what if there's no deep water, no deep cover, and say it's 7 feet deep all the way across?
With no kind of cover?
Yeah, with no cover. You might have a boat dock here, a boat dock there, or some overhanging trees along the bank, which even more shallow.
Better target them boat docks. Target them trees.
All right.
If you can find any kind of ledge, any kind of ledge. If your max depth is 7 foot, then you want to find where that transition is from shallow to deep, and see if you can find any kind of brush or any kind of vegetation right there. Because they're going to do the same thing under that shallow water. They're going to hide underneath it.
Okay.
And a lot of times, like I said, the two that we caught Texas rig worm, big 10-inch worm. And then I caught mine, of course, on top water popper, and early in the morning. So you can go bottom, you can go top, but you just got to find them. And a lot of times, a lot of people don't realize it's right at the mouth of the canals. If you're in a lake that has canals, right at the mouth, in the morning time, the bass will come up and feed, and they'll feed right in the mouth, and they'll feed on the bait fish, and then they'll pull back out. So if you can get right at the canals, mouth of canals, at the morning time, it's game time then.
Game time.
Winter chicken dinner, right?
Yeah.
That's right. And we had a lot of fun. We went and we fished Gant Lake on Sunday on the show. Gant Lake's kind of like what you're saying. The max depth of Gant Lake is 5 foot 4 inches. Okay, this is a real shallow lake. Yeah, real shallow lake. All the way across, max deep, 5 foot 4 inches. But I found fish in the canal, the feeder canal to Gant Lake, under vegetation in that feeder canal where there was shade.
Yeah, I was going to ask you where the feeders are. Something's got to be doing it.
Someone's got to do it. So I mean, you had a little bit of running water there.
You can't depend on the rain.
No, it's hit and miss on the rain. I mean, there for a while we had it where it was raining every afternoon.
Right.
And that was actually nice because right before the rain, when that pressure got up, you were able to catch a good little mess of fish. And then it seemed like when the rain hit, the fishing died down, believe it or not. It just started up.
Rick, how many rods did you lay out on the deck during the tournament?
4 to 6.
Okay. And
every 6. And I keep it real simple. I got a morning bite set, I got an afternoon set, and I got for going deep, going shallow. 4 to 6 is what I normally carry on my boat.
Okay.
When I tournament fishing.
Brand of reels? Quantum? You use Quantum?
I use Quantum and Akuna, but Quantum's my number one. I mean, you just can't beat one of them PTs. And Quantum PTs, they are awesome reels. Bait casters, I use Abu Garcia.
You're a Quantum guy too.
Yeah, I saw a fish with his Quantum.
Craig's a Quantum guy too.
He's been a Quantum for about 8 years now.
Yeah. Craig's even got a Quantum patch for a shirt and everything.
I even got a Quantum hat.
He's got a hat too.
Man,
hold on.
You just Quantum all around, aren't you? You just Mr. Quantum over here.
I'm Quantum out.
Quantum built a good reel. And like I said, their PT series are phenomenal. I use their spinning reels when I like the PT series on them. The Pro Tour series, they're great. Bait cast wise, I use Abu Garcia bait cast reel. So it kind of varies a little bit on that. But rods, of course, on the rods, I only go with Masuda rods. I love them. They're great. They just came out. They are phenomenal rods. A lot of people ask me what kind of line you use, but I'm a American Tackle Bushido combat braid kind of guy. I'm a braid guy on the way being a bass fisherman. So here in Florida, we only use braid pretty much.
Right.
But
Rick, have Candy email me your mailing address. I want to send you guys an issue of the paper each month.
Hey, that sounds great.
If you could do that. Just I don't know if she's got a pen and paper handy. Just send it to jaxpier, JAXPIER @gmail.com. jaxpier @gmail.
I will do it, buddy.
I'll do that, and I'll get one out to you.
Sounds great.
Okay. So everything else. Go ahead.
Yeah, they're having a lot of night tournaments, and night tournaments, they've been catching them really, of course, in deeper water too. But these night tournaments are producing some big bags. So if you're into bass fishing and it's just too hot for you throughout the day, you might try your luck at night because they have been on fire at night.
Okay. Is that strictly by feel, or you got a light out there with you?
Oh no, you have a light out there, so like he was saying, you want to look for some eyeballs out there, most of the time, them gators don't leave you alone, but them little gators, they can be pesky.
Yeah, because they don't know any better yet. They think everything that's on the water is food.
Oh yeah, and they'll chase it all the way to the boat. They're not scared at all, So, but have a light so you can keep track. Last gator I caught was in a night tournament, and I thought it was the biggest bass I ever had on the line. It was about a 4-foot gator, and I was like, oh my goodness, how do you get this off at night?
I might be coming.
I'm getting my $8 lure back, right, Rick? I'm getting my $8 lure back.
It's not taking my popper. I'm getting that popper.
I'm getting my $8 lure back.
You ain't gonna be like the Louisiana boys with the.
I've seen Happy Gilmore. I know what Chubbs was thinking. Yeah. I'm getting my $2 golf ball back.
Exactly. But just be careful out there, guys. Stay hydrated and all that good stuff. But if the heat is too much for you, go night fishing. It's phenomenal. Even bass will bite at night, and they do fantastic.
Okay. All right. Good to know. Rick Sutherland, Sutherland Outdoors. What time on Sunday morning?
We're gonna be at 7:00, but you might tune in a little early because the fish start biting. We're gonna go live early.
Okay. All right. Rick Sutherland, be careful down there, my friend. We'll talk to you next week.
Y'all take care.
All right. Tell Candy we said, hey, don't forget to send me that address.
We'll do it.
I've already got a phone number, but I just need the address.
All right.
Congratulations on winning that.
All right. We'll be right back. All right. Bye. 904-831-1023, listening to the Gone Fishing Radio Show on Sunny 102.3 FM. In studio, Craig Van Brocklin and Tim Stouter. Craig?
Yes.
Talk about your tournament a minute.
Jacksonville Premier Trout Tournament is going to be November 14th.
Okay.
If long as we're allowed to. Out of Palms Fish Camp. We'll have the captain's meeting 2 days before that at Strike Zone. And our main beneficiary is Heroes on the Water. Local chapter run by Mr. Tim Stouter, who's here with us.
Mm-hmm.
And then we also donate to the Clara White Mission, Feed the Homeless, and a lot of them are veterans.
There's some over Rachel's at it quite a bit.
Yeah, they volunteered to work in the kitchen for years. They're a very, very good organization. They do a lot of good for the community. But trout only tournament, we'll have two categories. We'll have biggest trout and 3 trout aggregate. And this year we're making a little change in the rules. You'll be able to bring a trout in and have them weighed in and go back out fishing throughout the day if you'd like.
Really?
Yep. But once you weigh a fish in,
is that to accommodate the change in the rule of the one only per boat?
No, you still only have 1 trout over 20 that day. That's just to accommodate keeping the trout alive.
Okay.
Yeah, I've talked to FWC. You can't get around that 20-inch.
I know, that was a tough one. I saw when they did that, it's like 1 per boat. I'm like,
1 trout per boat per day.
And that kills a lot of trout tournaments right there.
Yeah.
So.
All right, 904-831-1023. We got one more segment. Y'all stand by. We're going to return shortly. And we'll get some more info out of Tim and Craig. Stand by.
Southern Sportsman is now open on the south side of Arlington Expressway. They stock everything an outdoorsman thrives, from firearms and fishing, archery, and knives. They've got bows by Hoyt, Obsession, and Prime with an archery range for practice time. Everything's there of Fisherman Digs, from T. Allen rods to TBS jigs. Guns by Glock can always be found at Southern Sportsman, the best in town. Located at 8324 Arlington Expressway. Give them a call today at 903-2745. That's 903-2745. For the finest soft plastic and topwater baits, use what the pros use, Down South Lures. If you're one of those skinny water anglers out there looking to boat some speckled trout or redfish, Down South Lures has you covered. Their Southern Shad line of soft plastic baits come in a variety of colors for clear and stained water use. Down South Lures is a family-owned and operated business that was inspired to make their own line of fishing lures because of their love for our coast and the great fishing that it offers. Get online now and visit DownSouthLures.com. That's DownSouthLures.com.
The best way to go fishing around here is to join Jacksonville Boat Club. We furnish the boats, the insurance, and take care of all the maintenance. You'll enjoy completely hassle-free valet service on the premier fleet in the Southeast. When you arrive at the dock, your boat will be ready to go. You won't spend hours getting it ready or have to wait in line at the marina or boat ramp. Just remember, we clean the boats, but you clean the fish. JacksBoatClub.com.
Atlantic Coast Marine, the name to remember for Maverick, Hughes, Pathfinder, Canoe, and Sundance boats. We're also a full-line Yamaha dealer with the best prices on Yamaha engines. A winner of Yamaha's Best in Class 3 years running, Atlantic Coast Marine will get you set up with the right engine the first time. We offer a huge service facility performing everything from fiberglass repair to engine rebuilds. Atlantic Coast Marine, 13748 Atlantic Boulevard at the Intercoastal Waterway. Call 221-0793. That's 221-0793. Let's get back to the Gone Fishing Show here on Sunny 102.3. The Gone Fishing Show is brought to you by Rick's Bait and Tackle. If you want to be a part of the show, we'd love to hear from you. The call-in number is 904-831-1023. That's 904-831-1023. And now, here's your host, Rick Hale, along with Joe Dion and Jeff Altman.
Okay, we're back. The last segment, we usually try to get some good info from our guests on this closing out deal here. And we'll go back to Craig on that trout tournament coming up. And what is the exact date?
Exact date is November 14th.
Money-wise, how much we need to get in it?
The cost to enter is, I believe, $125, $135. I'll have a cutoff where the price goes up somewhere probably the week of the tournament.
Mm-hmm.
We also have a kayak division where the entry fee is only $50 right now.
Yeah, now this is boat and kayak.
Yeah, I have a boat and a kayak division. On the kayak division, it's catch, photo, release. So you actually bring the trout in, just take a picture of it on the roller board. And we have a $500 first place on that one, on the kayak. We're paying out 3 places. For the boats, the first place is $1,500. Second
limit
place
the people on the boat?
2.
Okay.
Can't be more than 2 anglers on the boat unless you have a junior. You can have as many junior anglers as you want.
Okay.
But there's...
birth certificate, does that count?
Yeah, they're... Tim, you're not a junior angler.
Birth certificate.
Tim, you're a well past junior angler. You can have as many junior anglers on the boat, but they'd only be competing, for the junior angler prize, first and third. A father and a son could be a fishing team, though, if you wanted to, just the father and the son. But if you have 2 adults and some junior anglers on the boat.
Now, is that fee per person or per boat?
The fee is per boat, and junior anglers are an extra $25 a piece.
Okay. And then the kayak, that's a separate deal as well.
Kayak's a separate deal. You can only put 1 person in a kayak most times, but if you wanted to fish doubles, that'd be fine.
Well, last year with Heroes, you could carry your dog with you. Who said that takes that beautiful dog with him every month? You know what I'm talking about? The vet?
Oh, Ken DeLong.
Is it? Yeah.
I had to think what you're about.
That is an awesome dog.
Bo, it's a husky.
Yeah. Awesome dog, man. I love that thing. Every time I go out there with it. But, all right, Heroes on the water. What's going on lately, Tim?
Nothing.
Okay.
No, so
This thing's missing everything.
Yeah, it's got in the world. I mean, national sit down. We've got a cleaning regimen that we have to do before and after each event. From a safety perspective, social distancing. We're in kayaks. It's there's a lot there. It's just trying to get to the point where we can say, okay, let's have an event. So I think we're going to try and have a small event next month in August. Something, when I say small, normally, our events are 45 to 60 people. I'm talking, we're going to have maybe 10 guests and try and just have 10 guides so we can split it up one-on-one. It's pretty easy to keep your distance at that point. There are some, everybody's going to have to wear some sort of face mask, shield, something, and that's, face shield in that standpoint. When I say shield, I'm not talking about a plastic shield. They're just going to have to wear some sort of something.
Now, while you're on the water?
While you're on the water. So if you're within 6 feet of each other. Right. So there's that stipulation. There's sanitizing the kayaks before, sanding the kayaks after. There's no more food. They mandated no more free lunches for our veterans and their guests until further notice. So it's basically just show up, we'll go fish, and move on from there.
Right.
So
very doable.
It is very doable, and in a small atmosphere. You got to figure out. Our last event was March. We did our last event in March, and we had 63 people in Guana. So
big one.
So Guana's always a big one for us. We were on the fence. That's kind of when everything started shutting down. The mandates hadn't come down yet to shut down.
Is that's usually the first or second one?
It's usually the second or third one. So our first event was February. It was rough. It was bad weather, but we still had it anyways. We had people show up. And then, everything else got canceled after that. So, but yeah, we're going to shoot for August.
Okay. All right. Yeah, this chapter's how old now, Tim?
This is 2012, July of 2012.
And it's just been you and who else? Who was before?
Melita.
Melita was before you.
Yep.
And she started it. This chapter, she was approached.
Yeah. So a group went to Texas tournament over there. Talked to the founder, Jim Dolan. Came back and she was asked to be the chapter coordinator, and then she did it for what?
Yeah. Started out with just me, Tony Hart, and Melita.
Yeah.
First.
Really?
Yeah. I came on the second month.
And he came on, and Katie Blunt.
Yeah, shortly after that, and then Kevin Laracy, and then Tim Johnson down the road.
Mm-hmm. And
there's some good people in it.
Yep.
And who else? TJ is
TJ's just a volunteer. He's the rock of the foundation. I mean, you ask him to do whatever, he's always there to show up and help.
Mm-hmm. He even helps me get in my truck and leave the keys in there.
He's got some good stories too.
Yeah, for sure. So
he's got a story for every occasion.
Yeah, but so we've had turnover wise, right now on the leadership team, there's just 4 of us. So
who is on the leadership?
It's myself, Tim Johnson's still there, and I have Matt Cruz and his wife Jenny. So it's just the 4 of us right now.
4 good people there.
Yep.
Yeah.
So that's the lifeblood of it right now.
Now, before all this started, you were holding how many events per year?
Per year, 10 events.
Okay.
And then there's...
And that included the overnight deal?
Yeah, that included the overnight deal. I say 10, it's 10 on paper, but we were, for the last 3 years, we had 11 events. One of them wasn't on paper. We held a first responders only event in between 2 of our regular events.
Right.
So it was basically anybody, law enforcement, paramedics, EMT, firefighters. So.
Oh, I see a good friend just popped on, Nancy Bowes. Nancy, how you doing, sweetie? So Heroes in the Water, and what other chapters, or what other chapter is closest to Jacksonville?
So it'd be the Kingsbury area.
Mary's.
Yeah, St. Mary's area, Georgia.
How about south?
South would be the Space Coast chapter.
And then there's another one further south of it?
Oh, yeah, there's, 7, 8 chapters in Florida. Yeah, so you have South Florida, Space Coast, Northeast Florida, Central Florida, Southwest Florida, Sarasota, Tampa area.
Pensacola, probably.
Yeah, and you got the Emerald Coast over there.
Right.
So, yeah, there's 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 chapters in Florida.
And nationwide, how many?
Worldwide, there's 80-something chapters because there's one in the UK and one in Australia.
And the main deal is in Texas.
And the headquarters is in Texas.
Wow.
Yeah, they're everywhere.
Wow.
So.
All right, boys and girls, this knocks out another interesting, well, I can't say that word on there, I guess.
Show?
Yeah, show.
Interesting show. It's a radio show, Joe.
Well, I didn't want to say, I was going to say something else. All right, 904-831-1023. Put that in your phone for next week. Rick will be back. Jeff will be back. Tim and Craig won't be.
Nope.
But they'll be in his heart. So, y'all please be careful. Enjoy the weekend. Stay cool out there. We'll see everybody next week on the Go Fishing Show. Good day.